whether you think there was a surrogate, whether you think Meghan was wearing a moon bump, the fact is Harry and Meghan lied. Buckingham Palace lied on their behalf. There was a complete cover-up over the birth of Prince Archie. And we have to keep looking.
Organically, I'm assuming, because it really did just go, it bounced off the walls. Did you think it was a parody? Because I did, Scott. I thought that this was AI. I thought this cannot be real.
The reason I didn't think it was AI is because it looks like the stomach is fake. Where the baby, I swear that's the first thing I thought, because I know you have monitors and stuff on you.
Yeah.
When you're in that.
Born by Meghan Markle, it has to be Prince Harry's child. They can't use a surrogate. And so people are saying, we deserve to know if these children are in the line of succession.
It all started with a single website update, just one. And that one click was all it took to push Meghan Markle into a full-blown emotional storm. But this wasn't just any quiet digital shuffle. Oh no, this was personal. A slap across the face, digitally delivered. And the message, crystal clear. Either you're in the firm or you're out.
But it was something that's old, and it, a couple of years, I guess, or however held it is, and that it was just a bad decision. Is what it hit me when I saw this. I was just a bad decision a couple of years ago.
Well, this will, to either one of you, please.
And right now, Meghan Markle is definitely feeling out. Forget a bad week. This one's blowing up like a royal firecracker. If you had a peek inside their Montecito mansion, you'd see chaos, pure chaos. Meghan, she's pacing like a lioness. Her phone clutched like it's about to be flung across the room, legal pads filled with scribbles, her voice rising with every furious call. This time, it's not about paparazzi. It's not even about headlines. This is her daughter, and it's personal.
The downright lies and the weirdness involving both of Meghan Markle's pregnancies. And I actually, at one point, took on...
While the rest of us were scrolling, binging Netflix, or sipping overpriced lattes, Buckingham Palace decided to drop a bombshell. Not with a press conference, not with any royal fuss, just a cold, calculated update. They deleted Princess Lilibet's profile from the official royal website. No heads up, no soft statement, not even a whoops. 1 second she was there with her royal title and sweet little photo. The next, gone, wiped clean from digital existence.
Point. Harry and Meghan have dealt with conspiracy theories surrounding...
Sure, Lilibet is still listed in the royal line of succession, technically, probably just to avoid a legal mess. But the real dagger, her personal page, the one that symbolized her place in the royal family, wasn't archived, wasn't revised. It was erased, just like that.
Video when Meghan was apparently in hospital in labor with Lily. Because in Camilla Tominay's article, her analysis of this, she didn't even for a single second.
To an outsider, maybe it looked like a minor update. But if you know the firm like insiders do, you know this was anything but casual. This was a power move, a royal gut punch disguised in silence and HTML. The monarchy doesn't scream, it whispers with ruthless precision. And Meghan, oh, she heard that whisper loud and clear.
And the reason that it's important to royal watchers is because for their children to be in the line of succession, they have to be born by Meghan Markle. It has to be Prince Harry's child. They can't use a surrogate. And so people are saying, we deserve to know if these children are in the line of succession, if they truly came from Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Now, they have never addressed the rumors head on, I don't think. I don't think in spare. Prince Harry actually writes.
Sources say Meghan exploded when she found out. No courtesy call, no warning, just a quiet delete click behind gilded palace doors. And to Meghan, it wasn't just another betrayal. It was her daughter, a sweet, innocent toddler being ghosted by the family that's supposed to protect her. The whole thing reeked of intentional timing.
If you're a journalist, at the very least, you've got to ask questions about this. And she came back with a very snippy response as if I was some type of conspiracy theorist and, us people who are in the...
Let's not kid ourselves. This wasn't a random spring cleaning of royal web pages. No other royal child got booted off. It wasn't like all the cousins got shuffled around. No, just Lilibet. Remember when Meghan and Harry's profiles quietly vanished from the homepage too? Back then, it was brushed off as a design change. But palace insiders had already whispered about it being a not-so-subtle punishment.
He ever addresses the rumors of whether Archie and Lily were born, came from Meghan Markle's womb. But it is something that I have always tried to be like, I don't want to talk about this. I look at Meghan Markle in that Oprah interview. I see a heavily pregnant and slightly angry woman.
But this move, Meghan believes it hits harder, feels permanent, feels petty and cruel. She thinks it's all connected to that controversy that just won't die, Lilibet's birth certificate.
Royal Rota, we could never be as irresponsible as you, Dad. That was the tone of her response. And that's why I wanted to talk about Archie's birth. Because remember,
Yes, that certificate. The one tabloids can't stop dissecting. The one that reportedly didn't show up when official documentation was requested. The one that got conspiracy theorists buzzing. Was Lilibet even born in California? Was she even born to Meghan at all? Wild theories, sure, but they've been gaining traction. And Meghan believes the palace is now using those rumors as ammunition.
That's why these rumors continue to persist. Is like this conspiracy theory is out there. It's been out there for years. It's never been addressed head on. And both of you, please comment if you have anything to say, but I have read several.
By deleting Lilibet's profile, Meghan sees one thing, a challenge, a demand, prove it. In her eyes, it's a sneaky way of stripping her daughter's royal legitimacy without firing a public shot. But Meghan, she's gearing up for battle. Word is, she's already conferring with lawyers, combing through paperwork, preparing her next move. Because the palace may be playing chess, but Meghan knows the game too.
and to focus on all of the discrepancies surrounding Archie's birth. At the time, I was in the mainstream media. I was the executive editor of the Sun newspaper. I was determined.
And this isn't just some behind closed doors meltdown. Meghan's allies are already working behind the scenes. Rumors swirl of a crafted media plan, lawyers on retainer, phone calls to power players in Hollywood and Silicon Valley. If the royal family thought this deletion would go unnoticed, they badly miscalculated.
PR experts on the internet over the last few days that said this video did nothing to help that. In fact, it just reignites the conversation. Scott, do you have a reaction?
And let's not forget that viral clip. Meghan, heavily pregnant, dancing in a loose dress, giving a cheeky twerk, but the baby bump? Something about it didn't move right. It looked too soft, too bouncy, too fake.
Buckingham Palace on the record, and I did, in this piece, which was published on the 10th of May 2019, and headlined Call the Mishap, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry forced to deny.
At first, it was just meme fodder, Reddit threads, social media noise. But now, with this shocking deletion, people are digging that old video back up. And they're not laughing this time. They're asking real questions. Questions that keep circling back to that mysterious birth certificate.
I believe it does reignite that situation because it doesn't look real to me. There's so much that's missing from this. As from a body language perspective, of course, that's the first thing.
On paper, the certificate was supposed to quiet the rumors, but it did the opposite. The area code wasn't California, it was Colorado. Wait, what?
Archie's birth. Buckingham Palace answers 8 queries surrounding the birth of baby Archie. Brittany from the Royal News Network is with me for this. And Brittany, the reason I wanted...
Not Santa Barbara, not LA, Colorado, a state that has absolutely no known ties to Meghan or Harry, at least not publicly. So why would a baby born in California's elite hospital be registered in another state? Typo, accident, or a deliberate cover-up?
Him more from a psychological standpoint than me, but I'm not seeing any stress in there. I'm not seeing two people who are worried about having a baby. I don't see that connection between the husband and the wife where he's saying, look, everything's going to be fine because she should be scared.
Digging deeper, researchers found even more missing details. Doria Ragland's info gone. Key maternal data omitted. That's not just a slip-up. For a child this close to royal blood, these omissions scream intentional. And Meghan's critics, they're bringing up the old whispers again, that she had a hysterectomy during her first marriage. No proof, just smoke. But now, with all this mess, the flames are rising again. Let's be real, using a surrogate isn't some scandal in most of the world. In Hollywood, it's practically normal. In modern families, it's a beautiful choice. But inside the royal family, It's a landmine. Because in the monarchy, bloodlines aren't just about DNA, they're about power, constitution, legitimacy. In the royal world, a baby's birthright is everything. The palace, they're reportedly terrified. They know Meghan doesn't bluff without backup. And yet, they've decided to gamble with silence anyway. But that silence is under pressure because tensions inside the palace, oh, they're boiling. Sources say senior aides are split. Some believe ignoring Meghan is the only path. Others are wanting the palace to do something, say something, before she unleashes a media hurricane. And poor King Charles, caught in the middle, torn between protecting the crown and trying to not completely destroy the bridge to his son. He's reportedly disturbed by the deletion. Aware of the optics, he knows it looks harsh, cruel even. But advisors are whispering in his ear, duty over discomfort, image over emotion. So he stays silent, even as the court of public opinion begins to turn. And while all this unfolds, the royal distraction machine has gone into overdrive. Suddenly, there's a flurry of public appearances. Princess Anne at a military ceremony she normally wouldn't headline. Camilla at a children's hospice. William snapped playing dad with George and Charlotte, all carefully timed, all perfectly photographed, all meant to drown out Meghan's brewing storm. And guess what? It's not working. Not this time, because people are talking, online forums, podcasts, to international media. Even some of the staunch royal reporters who once towed the palace line are starting to ask, what are they hiding? The palace PR machine is running hot, but the rumors are burning hotter. And while the royals are out there smiling and ribbon cutting, Meghan and Harry are watching. Not just the appearances, but the timing of them. Meghan reportedly believes the distractions aren't just about press, they're part of a broader campaign. Campaign to erase her daughter. Quietly, slowly, step by step. First, the homepage, then the profile. Next, the title, the line of succession. Meghan believes they're testing boundaries, pushing to see how much they can get away with without causing a global media explosion, but she's catching every move and she's preparing to respond, and when she does, it won't be subtle. The language coming out of the firm lately has also shifted. Insiders have noticed a very deliberate pattern. Working royals this, working royals that. Every press release now reads like a branding exercise. Who's real? Who counts? Who's officially in? Translation: Meghan, Harry, Archie, and Lilibet are out. And even more chilling, the silence from the media. Once upon a time, tabloids would have had a field day with this kind of story. But now, radio silence. Insiders say it's not accidental. The top-down message from Buckingham is clear. Don't fan this flame. And many outlets are complying, afraid to get blacklisted, afraid to rock the royal boat. Except for one thing, they can't control the internet. Because the more the royals distract, the more Reddit threads erupt. The more YouTubers investigate, the more TikToks circulate theories with millions of views. You can suppress the press, but you can't silence a digital uprising. And Meghan, she's watching the waves build. So what happens next? Even Meghan's inner circle doesn't know for sure. But here's what they do know. Meghan is done waiting, done being erased. The digital erasure of Lilibet wasn't a blunder. It was the final straw, the one that cracked her patience, set her jaw, and triggered the fire she's been holding back since the Oprah interview. And now, she's moving. Carefully, strategically, but undeniably forward. The mood in Montecito is different, not chaotic, controlled. Meghan's not screaming, she's plotting. Legal teams are circling. PR drafts are being fine-tuned. She's done being reactive. This time, she's going on offense. Because Meghan reportedly believes that the palace didn't just break protocol, they crossed a line, a deeply personal line. And now she's preparing to push back hard. It'll be the crown's worst nightmare, a truth bomb with no off switch. Remember, Meghan once said she wanted to change the royal game. But the truth is, she's not playing their game anymore. Because when the monarchy deletes your child from its website, they're not inviting conversation. They're slamming the door. But Meghan? She's kicking it back open. Insiders claim Meghan has real proof, not just that Lilibet was born, but that palace officials knew about Meghan's medical journey, that they were aware of her challenges, and worse, that they may have weaponized that information, used it to manipulate how the public saw her. If even a fraction of that's true, it's not just embarrassing, it's explosive. And what about Harry? Sources close to him say his silence is cracking. that he's done watching from the sidelines as his family is picked apart again, that he's tired of protecting an institution that clearly isn't protecting his children, his wife, his blood. If Harry speaks up, really speaks, it could shatter what little trust remains. And here's the real threat for the palace. If it's proven that documentation wasn't properly filed, if a surrogacy was used and hidden, if anything about Lilibet's birth was blurred or broken, it doesn't just affect her title. What the fuck? It could erase her place in the line of succession, and not just hers, but Archie's too. That's not just family tension, that's royal history being rewritten. The kind of constitutional crisis the monarchy hasn't seen since a king gave up the crown for love. And this time, it's not about romance, it's about lineage. And Meghan knows that, which is why she's not flinching. So as Meghan builds her case behind velvet doors, behind legal teams, behind firewalls, the palace is reportedly scrambling, quietly, carefully asking if there's any way to issue a clarification without admitting anything, because the moment they acknowledge the issue, they validate it. And that's the royal trap they've walked into. What if Meghan releases her side first? What if she does her own special, not with Oprah, but solo? Imagine Meghan on camera, holding documents, reading timelines, dropping names. Or worse, what if she leaks it all, hands it to a journalist with nothing to lose and everything to expose? Meghan has made mistakes. She's been messy. She's been emotional. But she's also been deadly strategic, and now she may be holding the receipts that shake the very foundation of royal legitimacy. And Harry? He's finally standing at a crossroads between silence and sacrifice. Because if the palace keeps erasing his kids, questioning their existence, denying them their place, what father could stay quiet? What husband wouldn't fight? And if Harry does speak, the crown better brace for impact, because it won't just be a family rift, it'll be an international reckoning. Meghan isn't bluffing, and this time she's not alone. She's got documents, she's got allies, and most importantly, she's got motive. The moment the palace clicked delete on Lilibet's profile, they didn't just remove a name. They lit a fuse, and now the explosion is coming.